Markiplier has stayed on top of YouTube for over a decade. But here's what doesn't make sense. Most creators need controversy, drama, or scandals to get this big. So how did he do it without any of that? Was it just insane luck? Or did he figure out something about YouTube that most creators still struggle to understand?
And it's not like Markiplier just had one viral moment and disappeared. He's built over 30 million subscribers, billions of views, and somehow stayed relevant for more than a decade. While most creators spike and fall with trends, he's been consistently pulling millions of views without relying on controversy, drama, or constant attention-grabbing tactics.
Because if you look at how YouTube usually works, it's almost the opposite. Most creators grow fast by creating moments, controversies, call-outs, viral conflicts. Creators like Logan Paul and Jake Paul have used drama at different points to spike attention. And it works. Views explode, subscribers jump, and suddenly everyone is watching. But there's a catch. That kind of growth is unpredictable, and it doesn't always last. Which makes this even more confusing, because Markiplier never really played that game. No major scandals, no constant controversies. And yet, somehow, he didn't just survive on YouTube, he stayed at the top.
So if it wasn't drama, and it wasn't luck, then what actually kept Markiplier at the top for so long? Because it's easy to say consistency, but thousands of creators upload consistently and still don't grow. It's easy to say personality, but being entertaining alone doesn't guarantee a decade of relevance. Something else is happening here. And when you really break it down, it comes down to a few key things most creators completely overlook. Things that don't give you instant views, but quietly build something much bigger over time. And the crazy part? Most creators actually ignore these because they're slower, harder, and don't feel as exciting as chasing trends or controversy. But once you understand them, you start to see why someone like Markiplier didn't need drama in the first place.
So, what did Markiplier actually do differently? First, he built connection, not just content. Most creators focus on getting clicks. Markiplier focused on getting people to stay. His audience didn't just watch his videos, they felt like they knew him. And that changes everything. Because when people connect with you, they come back regardless of the topic. And this is why even his simplest uploads still pull views. But connection alone isn't enough. Second, he avoided the short-term traps. Drama gives you spikes, but it also builds the wrong audience. People come for the chaos, not for you. And the moment the drama stops, so does the attention. Markiplier never trained his audience to expect that. No scandals, no constant controversy, just consistent, reliable content. And over time, that built trust. But here's where it gets even more important. Third, he evolved without losing his identity. A lot of creators either stay the same and become irrelevant, or change so much that their audience leaves. Markiplier did neither. He started with gaming, but slowly expanded into storytelling, bigger projects, even interactive experiences. But no matter what he did, it still felt like him. And this is where most creators fail. They either chase trends or they get left behind. Markiplier found a way to grow without losing what made people watch him in the first place. And that's a much harder game to play, but it's also the one that lasts.
But here's where this gets even more interesting. If drama works so well, why doesn't everyone just avoid it and grow like Markiplier? Because the reality is, most creators can't. Look at YouTube today. Big names like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, even streamers like Kai Cenat, they've all had moments where controversy or viral chaos pushed their growth. And again, it works, but it also creates a cycle. You get attention from drama, and now you have to keep topping it. So here's the real question. If that's the system most creators are stuck in,
How did Markiplier avoid it completely and still build something even bigger? Because the answer to that is what separates short-term success from long-term dominance. So, what's the real reason Markiplier never needed drama? It comes down to one simple difference. Drama gets attention, but trust keeps attention. Most creators optimize for clicks. They chase spikes, viral moments, controversies, anything that brings fast views. And it works, but only temporarily, because that audience isn't loyal, they're just curious. Markiplier played a completely different game. Instead of chasing attention, he built trust over time. Video after video, year after year, showing up as the same person, delivering the same experience. And that consistency did something powerful. It made his audience stay. So when he uploads, people don't click because of the title. They click because it's him. And that's why he doesn't need drama, because he's not dependent on the algorithm in the same way. He built something most creators ignore, an audience that chooses to watch, not because they're entertained for a moment, but because they're invested for the long run.
Oh my God!
And you can still see this today with Markiplier. After more than a decade on YouTube, he's still pulling millions of views without relying on drama, controversy, or constant reinvention just to stay relevant. While many creators fade when trends shift, his audience keeps coming back, not because every video is viral, but because the connection is already there. And he hasn't stayed stuck either. He's expanded into bigger projects, story-driven content, interactive experiences, even filmmaking, while still keeping that same core identity his audience trusts. That's why even when his upload style changes, it still works. Because at this point, he's not just a creator people watch occasionally. He's someone they consistently choose to watch. And that's the difference between temporary relevance and long-term dominance.